Disorder, what is it? Well, simply put, disorder is a state of confusion. Now, why would I bring this up? Well, disorder is a crisis that's been ravaging the earth since the very beginning of time itself, and has only become stronger. Numerous people have and are still dying in its wake, and as this issue is becoming more and more hotly debated, the government has implemented steps in order to cease this threat. Now, though this is good and all, I want to know how they're doing it, and today we are going to get to the bottom of it. Now, as I was saying before, countries all around the world suffer from disorder and a malevolent force wreaking havoc wherever it spreads. This disorder comes in many different forms, ranging from terrorism to civil crisis, racism to sexism, and even governmental instability. With all these problems, the country's governments must act to dispel disorder and bring about peace. The most direct approach taken by most governments is to enact laws and reforms in order to keep society safe and civilized. The main points that I want to address today is peace and security, increasing economic development, and supporting human rights. Peace and security plays a major role in keeping everyone safe and content. Just the thought that there is protection of people relieves and gives them a sort of comfort. This is because terrorism is a lurking terror that could come in at any moment and hurt them and their loved ones. People in countries all over the world are dying to terrorism, and officials are getting more and more desperate to stop it. Countries are creating travel bans, enforcing harsher punishments, and advocating for the persecution of innocent people because of training in their past. Some ways that counterterrorism is being enacted is by protecting people and organizations that could be probable targets. By doing this, if an attack were to happen, the increased security will minimize the impact, and another way is by realizing the problem early on, or also called recognizing radicalism. This is a process that terrorists go through before turning violent, and by realizing this beforehand, steps can be implemented in order to prevent a future outbreak. Economic development is a big part of countries' growth as well, because it is what keeps the country strong and stable. Without economic development, a country's base could be torn apart in no time, leaving it vulnerable and in pieces. The foundation of a successful nation revolves around a productive and efficient economy. One example of economic disruption was a tragic event known as 9/11. Not only were thousands of lives lost, but it required billions of dollars of insurance, and with this, many companies and businesses suffered by either disruption, relocation, or even disruption. This put the U.S. in a state of unrest, and many conflicts arose from the people or poor leaders trying to take over during this time of panic and tension. Since this event, Bush's ideas have carried on, and as many precautions have been put into place in order to avoid another incident like 9/11. Human rights has also been a problem that's come up several times in our history, bringing rebelling concepts with it and differing of ideas. This brought about much disorder with it. Human rights has been evolving throughout our history, from slave rights to black rights, and then to women's rights. One example of human rights being abused was during the Cultural Revolution of China. This is when the government had supreme authority over its citizens and could do whatever they want, such as steal, pillage, and even physically abuse them. This is a problem because it affected so many innocent people and deprived them of the rights that they were entitled to as a human being. A human without rights might as well not even be a human at all. In conclusion, disorder is a threat that the government is preventing by keeping peace and security, increasing economic development, and supporting human rights. With the support of other nations, the scourge of disorder is being slowly wiped out, and rebellions and revolts have died down and peace has ensued. However, the cycle of order and disorder continues in our world and will constantly change society as we know it today. Thank you for your time. This is Varn's TED Talks.